Ladies and gentlemen of the cast, this is your 5-minute call. 5 minutes to the top of BYO Shakespeare's 12th night. 5 minutes. Also, if you have not yet signed in on the sign-in sheet, please do so now. And that does mean you, Sir Andrew.
Oh, thank you, Five.
Thank you, Five.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
When I was at the Royal Shakespeare Company, it was never
This
like this.
again.
Never was I without the thought of fresh water.
Oh my gosh, you were the
You're going to do
prettiest.
that, put on pants.
When
Prettiest
I was there,
Juliet ever
My
met.
heart
I
was
swear you were the
covered by sides
prettiest.
red lines and me yet. Here I am, this
Hey, does everyone get a copy of this new page?
Manager, seriously,
Never
someone
was
New
knows
pages?
my harmonic
Wait,
release.
there's new pages?
New pages.
I
Well,
am
I
going
didn't
to
get
call my
anything
agent
new.
about this.
Well, I never. No, so has Shakespeare written anything else yet? He's been quiet for a while.
I'll get you a copy.
Honey.
They're in the green room.
Oh,
I'll be right back.
Great, thank you,
I don't
thank
know
you.
why all of you can't stop touching the props on my Foley table. You're
Speaking of
ruining
which,
it.
They're so fun to touch.
I didn't do it.
I bought a brand new harmonica right for this show, and
I mean, also wasn't me.
Well, pardon me if I thought it was my
You guys
lipstick.
are gonna spread the virus.
It was Sebastian's fault.
I just say I'm glad somebody stole that harmonica.
Scotch in here, please.
Some more
scotch.
He's Scotch.
Hey,
Oh
Liv.
my gosh.
Ooh, Scotch, yes.
Liv, I got your pages.
I bought some
I have
very
a bottle in
expensive
my
virus.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
There you go.
Almost $40.
Andrew.
Is marijuana legal in this town?
Yeah. Look in the basement.
Yeah,
Oh,
but we don't
goodness.
call
What
it
do you
that
think?
anymore.
Everything's legal if you don't
Yeah.
get caught, darling.
Everything. Words to live by.
Andrew.
it's
Andrew, is
it's
that
not
Or
what's
you're an
true, it's what you
anarchist.
can prove. Just
Andrew,
remember
where are
that.
you? It's 5 minutes to the top of the show.
Ugh, I'm in the drunk tank again.
Oh, dearie me.
Okay, you know this is an online show, so just get to
Whoop.
your computer.
Woo! Whoop!
Okay.
Unless I get
And how
paid
long
for
do
my
you-
5
how long do you
lines.
think that's
Yay,
gonna
me
take
too.
you?
Hey, you want to go to Waffle House after this?
You're getting paid?
Hey, well,
Pickled.
Who's getting
Oh, you guys were supposed to keep that on the DL.
Who's
Call a
Who's getting
Venmo.
waffle?
We'll get you waffles, dear.
Still waiting on the
not
scotch.
getting
After the
any
show.
pockets.
Me
Yeah,
too.
we can
Of course, you know,
I tell you, I
me.
love my wife. We should not talk about that
All
here.
right.
You know what?
Here.
I'm keeping my prop.
I really
Just
ought
saying.
to. Don't talk about
Okay.
my
No.
wife. Who's mine?
Ladies and
I'm sorry,
gentlemen of the cast, this is your 3-minute call. Please go to your respective sound stages. This is your 3-minute call.
Merci
Thank
beaucoup,
you,
toi.
Three.
Thanks, 3.
Thank you.
Shut up now.
That's for those that are getting
Lance,
paid,
can
or
you
that's
bring
for
me those
everyone else
to my
too?
chamber,
Is this
please?
the best chair I can possibly have? This chair is completely wood. There's no cushion at all.
So sorry for your poor
Tonight,
hiney.
Oh, of course,
There's
for your
all
hard.
I
look
Oh,
at
yeah.
It's not like the
You're
rest of
such
us
a
are in the exact
harder.
same position.
Hiney.
Hey,
Lord,
stage manager's
I-
trying to talk.
It's all right. I'm used to it. So just as a heads up tonight, Sir Andrew got a little drunk last night. Looks like he won't be joining us for at least the beginning. So I will read Sir Andrew's part until he gets here.
Great.
Okay,
Wait.
well,
2-minute call
just
to the
don't
top
step on my
of
cues.
Act 1, 2-minute call, ladies and gentlemen. Sock Mabel, please be ready at your soundstage.
Thank you.
Us too.
So typical. Somebody is getting
Right?
married tonight, damn
I
it.
saw him stumbling
I
out
came here.
with
Took
some
2 hours.
dating
I got
classmate after the club. I get married?
It's quiet. I'm worried.
It's always quiet.
We found the booze.
See, I did try to hide them.
You misunderstand. We are actors. We will always find the booze.
How could I forget?
Oh, right, my place.
Hey.
All right, we've got 1 minute, folks.
Really?
1
Oh,
minute.
thank you.
Really?
Thank you, Juan.
Okay. Places, please, for the top of Act 1. Places, please, for the top of Act 1. Ladies and gentlemen of the cast, to your sound stages. Sock Mabel, when you are ready.
Welcome, friends, to another performance by BYO Shakespeare. I am your host, Sock Mabel, the official, unofficial mascot and secret starlet on the rise of BYO Shakespeare. We are friends and colleagues who have spent quarantine and shelter in place reading the works of William Shakespeare together on Zoom. And now we bring a taste of our adventures to you, streaming live from our living rooms, bedrooms, kitchens, and so on. This is live theater happening at home, and like live theater, sometimes the unpredictable happens. You may see or hear one of our pets or sirens from the fire station next door, and occasionally technology may be uncooperative. We humbly ask you for your patience with any such issues. But because this is happening at home and live on YouTube, you are also welcome to participate by using the YouTube live chat feature down there, and by enjoying a beverage or 2 or 5 and a snack at any point. Plus, you do not need to wear pants. We will take one 15-minute intermission. Tonight, we offer you the 12th Night Radio Hour, brought to you by our sponsor, Shakes Corn, the incredible edible morsel.
Ladies and gentlemen, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, welcome to a new retelling of William Shakespeare's Twelfth Night, adapted for radio and performed tonight on the 12th night of Christmas. Here for your listening enjoyment, the BYO Shakes players proudly present this broadcast of the 12th Night Radio Hour. Act 1, Scene 1, the court of Orsino, Duke of Illyria.
Music be the food of love. Play on. Give me excess of it, that, so fitting, the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had a dying fall. Oh, it came o'er my ear like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Enough. No more. 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. O spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that notwithstanding thy capacity receiveth as the sea, naught enters there, of what validity and pitch soe'er, but falls into abatement and low price even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy, that it alone is high fantastical.
Where you go, hunt, my lord.
What, Curio?
The heart.
Why, so I do, the noblest that I have. Oh, when mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of pestilence. That instant was I turned into a hart, and did my desires like fell and cruel hounds ere since pursue me. How now? What news from her?
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted, but from her handmaid you returned this answer. The element itself, till 7 years heat, shall not behold her face at ample view, but like a cloistress she will veiled walk and water once a day her chamber round with eye-offending brine. All this to season a dead brother's love, which she would keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembrance.
Oh, she that had the heart of that fine frame to pay this debt of love but to a brother, how was she loved when the rich golden shaft hath killed the flock of all affections else that live in her, when liver, brain, and heart, these sovereign thrones, are all supplied, and filled her sweet perfections with one self-king. Away before me to sweet beds of flowers, love thoughts lie rich when canopied with bowers.
Leaving the court, we move to a dire scene of a storm at sea and subsequent shipwreck. We see a young woman, Viola, recovering from the shipwreck, assisted by a sea captain and sailors.
What country, friends, is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
And what should I do in Illyria? My brother, he is in Elysium. Perchance he is not drowned. What think you, sailors?
It is perchance that you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother. And so perchance may he be.
True, madam, and to comfort you with chance, assure yourself, after our ship did split, when you and those poor numbers saved with you hung on our driving boat, I saw your brother, most provident in peril, bind himself, courage and hope, both teaching him the practice, to a strong mast that lived upon the sea, where, like Arion on the dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves, so long as I could see.
For saying so, there's gold. Mine own escape unfoldeth to my hope, whereto thy speech is for authority. The like of him. Knowst thou this country?
Aye, madam, well, for I was bred and born not 3 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as in name.
What is his name?
Orsino.
Orsino? I have heard my father name him. He was a bachelor then.
And so is now, or was so very late. For but a month ago I went from hence, and then 'twas fresh in murmur, as you know, what great ones do the less will prattle of, that he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count, that died some 12 months since, then leaving her in the protection of his son, her brother, who shortly also died, for whose dear love, they say, she hath abjured the sight and company of men.
Oh, that I served that lady, and might not be delivered to the world till I had made mine own occasion mellow what my estate is.
That were hard to compass, because she will admit no kind of suit, no, not the duke's.
There is a fair behaviour in thee, captain, and though that nature with a beauteous wall doth oft close in pollution, yet of thee I will believe thou hast a mind that suits with this thy fair and outward character. I prithee, and I'll pay thee bounteously. Conceal me what I am, and be my aid for such disguise as haply shall become the form of my intent. I'll serve this duke. Oh, thou shalt present me as a eunuch to him. It may be worth thy pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music that will allow me very worth his service. What else mayhap? To I will commit, only shape thou thy silence to my wit.
Be you his eunuch, and your mute I'll be. When my tongue blabs, then let mine eyes not see.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
We now find ourselves in the home of the Lady Olivia, the grieving lady who is the subject of Duke Orsino's unwanted affections. Here we meet her cousin Sir Toby and her waiting gentlewoman Maria.
What a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus? I am sure care's an enemy to life.
By my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier a nights. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exception to your ill hours.
Why, let her accept before accepting.
Aye, but you must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes are good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too. And maybe not let them hang themselves on their own straps.
That quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady speak of it yesterday, and of a foolish knight that you brought in one night here to be her wooer.
Who? Sir Andrew Aguchi?
Aye, he.
Well, he's as tall a man as any's in Illyria.
What's that to the purpose?
Why, he has 3,000 ducats a year.
Aye, but he'll have but a year in all those ducats. He is a very fool and a prodigal.
Fine, you'll say so. He plays on the viol de gamboys and speaks 3 or 4 languages word for word without a book, and hath all the good gifts of nature.
He hath indeed almost natural, for besides that he is a fool, he is a great quarreller, and but that he hath the gift of a coward to allay the gust he hath in quarrelling, to amongst the prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
By this hand, they are scoundrels and subtractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They that add, moreover, he's drunk nightly in your company.
With drinking helps to my niece. I'll drink to her as long as there's passage in my throat and drink in Illyria. He's a coward and a coistrel that will not drink to my niece till his brains turn of the toe like a parish top. What? Wench, Castiliano vulgo, for here comes Sir Andrew Aguchi.
Sir Toby Belch. How now, Sir Toby Belch?
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Good mistress, accost. I desire better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good mistress, Mary, accost.
You mistake, knight. Accost is front her, board her, woo her, assail her.
By my troth, I would not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of the word accost?
Fare you well, gentlemen.
And thou let part so, Sir Andrew, would thou mightst never draw sword again.
And you part so, mistress, I might never draw sword again. Fair lady, do you think you have fools in hand?
Sir, I have not you by the hand.
Mary, but you shall have, and here's my hand.
Now, sir, thought is free. I pray you bring your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Wherefore, sweetheart? What's your metaphor?
It's dry, sir.
Why, I think so. I'm not such an ass, but I can keep my hand dry. But what's your jest?
A dry jest, sir.
Are you full of them?
Aye, sir, I have them at my finger's end. Mary, now I let go your hand. I am barren.
Oh, knight, thou lackst the cup of canary. When did I see thee so put down?
Never in your life, I think, unless you have canary put me down. Methinks sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian or an ordinary man has. But I am a great eater of beef, and I believe that does harm to my wit.
No question.
And I thought that I'd forswear it. I'll ride home tomorrow, Sir Toby.
Pourquoi, dear knight?
What is pourquoi? Do or do not? I would I had bestowed that time in the tongues that I had in fencing, dancing, and bear-baiting. Oh, had I but followed the arts.
Then hadst thou had an excellent head of hair.
Why? Would that I have mended my hair?
Past question, for thou seest it will not curl by nature.
But it becomes me well enough, does it not?
Excellent. It hangs like flax on a distaff, and I hope to see a huswife take thee between her legs and spin it off.
Faith, I'll home tomorrow, Sir Toby. Your niece will not be seen, or if she be, it's 4 to 1 she'll none of me. The Count himself is here hard by woos her.
She'll none of the Count. She'll not match above her degree, neither in estate, years, nor wit. I've heard her swear it. There's life in it, man.
I'll stay a month longer. I am a fellow of the strangest mind in the world. I delight in masks and revels, sometimes altogether.
Art thou good at these kickshaws this night?
As any man in Illyria, whatever he may be, unto the degree of my betters, and yet I will not compare with an old man.
What is thy excellence in a galliard, knight?
Faith, I can cut a caper.
And I can cut the mutton to it.
And I think I have the back trick simply as strong as any man in Illyria.
Wherefore are these things hid? Wherefore have these gifts a curtain before them? Are they like to take dust like Mistress Mull's picture? Why dost thou not go to church in a galliard and come home in a coranto? My very walk should be a jig. I would not so much as make water, but in a syncope. What dost thou mean? Is it a world to hide virtues in? I did think by the excellent constitution of thy leg, it was formed under the star of a galliard.
Aye, 'tis strong, and it does indifferent well in a dun-coloured stock. Shall we set about some revels?
What shall we do else? Were we not born under Taurus?
Taurus. That's sides and heart.
No, sir, it is legs and thighs. Let me see the caper. Higher. Excellent.
We now return to the court of Duke Orsino, where Viola is disguised as a young man and calls themselves Cesario.
If the Duke continue these favors towards you, Cesario, you are like to be much advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
You either fear his humour or my negligence that you call in question the continuance of his love. Is he inconstant, sir, in his favours?
Oh, no, sir, believe me.
Thank you.
Here comes the Count.
Hussar Cesario, ho!
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Cesario, thou know'st no less but all. I have unclasped the book even of my secret soul. Therefore, good youth, address thy gate unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her doors and tell them, there thy fixed foot shall grow till thou hast audience.
Sure, my noble lord, if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as it is spoke, she never will admit me.
Be clamorous and leap all civil bounds rather than make unprofited return.
Well, say I do speak with her, my lord. What then?
Oh, then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well to act my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth than in the nuncios of more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it. For they shall yet belie thy happy years that say thou art a man. Diana's lip is not more smooth and rubious. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound, and all is semblative a woman's part. I know thy constellation is right apt for this affair. Some 4 or 5 attend him, all if you will, for I myself am best when least in company. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt live as freely as thy lord to call his fortunes thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. Yet a barful strife, whoe'er I woo, myself would be his wife.
Back at the house of Countess Olivia, the grieving household may take a turn for the light-hearted with the return of Feste the Fool.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or I will not open my lips as wide as a bristle may enter in way of thy excuse. My lady will hang thee for thy absence.
Let her hang me. He that is well hanged in this world need fear no colors.
Make that good.
He shall have none to fear.
A good Lenten answer. I can tell thee where that saying was born of. I fear no colors.
Where, good Mistress Mary?
In the wars, and that, may you be so bold to say, in your foolery.
Well, God give them wisdom that have it, and those that are fools, let them use their talents.
Yet you will be hanged for being so long absent, or be turned away, and is that not as good as a hanging to you?
Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. And for turning away, let summer bear it out.
You are resolute, then.
Not so neither, but I am resolved on 2 points.
That if one break, the other will hold, or if both break, your gaskins fall.
Apt in good faith, very apt will go thy way. If Sir Toby would leave drinking, thou wert as witty a piece of Eve's flesh as any in Illyria.
Peace, you rogue. No more of that. Here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely, you were best.
Wit, and be thy will, put me into good fooling. Those wits that they think they have thee do oft prove fools, and I am sure I lack thee may I am sure I lack thee may pass for a wise man. For what says Quintus? Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Do you not hear, fellows? Take away the lady.
Go to, you're a dry fool. I'll no more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
2 faults, Madonna, that drink and good counsel will amend. Forgive the dry fool drink, then is the fool not dry. Bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mend, he is no longer dishonest. If he cannot, let the botcher mend him. Anything that's mended is but patched. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin, and sin that amends is but patched with virtue. If that this simple syllogism will serve so, if it will not, what remedy? As there is no true cuckold but calamity, so beauty is a flower. The lady bade take away the fool, therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Oh, misprison in the highest degree. Lady, cucullus non facet monachum, that is as much to say, I wear not motley in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, good Madonna.
Make your proof.
I must catechize you for it, Madonna. Good my mouse of virtue, answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I'll bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mournest thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn for your brother's soul being in heaven. Take away the fool, gentlemen.
What think you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity that decays the wise doth ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity for the better increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be sworn that I am no fox, but he will not pass his word for 2pence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship take delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day with an ordinary fool that had no more brain than a stone. Look you now, he's out of his god already. Lest you laugh and minister occasion to him, he is gagged. I protest, take these wise men crow so at these set kind of fools, no better than the fools zanies.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and of free disposition is to take those things for bird bolts that you deem cannon bullets. There is no slander in an allowed fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a known discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now Mercury endue you with leasing, for thou speakst well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman much desires to speak with you.
And the Count Orsino, is it?
I know not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man and well attended.
Who of my people hold him in delay?
Sir Toby, madam, your kinsman.
Fetch him off, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madman. Fie on him. Go you, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Count, I'm sick, or not at home, what you will to dismiss it. Now, you see, sir, how your foaling grows old and people dislike it.
Thou hast spoke for us, Madonna, as if thy eldest son should be a fool, whose skull Jove cram with brains, for, here he comes, one of thy kin has a most weak piometer.
I mine honor half drunk. What is he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman.
Gentleman? What gentleman?
Tis gentleman here playing the pickled herring. Oh, how now, Sot?
Good Sir Toby.
Cousin, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery? I defy lechery. There's someone at the gate.
Mary, what is he?
Let him be the devil anyway. I care not. Give me faith, say I. Well, it's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. One draught above heat makes him a fool, the second mads him, and a third drowns him.
Go and seek thou the crowner, and let him sit on my cuz, for he's in the 3rd degree of drink. He's drowned. Go look after him.
He is but mad yet, Madonna, and the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, yond young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes on him to understand so much, and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady? He's fortified against all denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Has been told so, and he says he'll stand at your door like a sheriff's post and be the supporter to a bench, but he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind.
What manner of man?
Of very ill manner. He'll speak with you, will you or no.
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. As a squash is before 'tis a peas cod, or codling when 'tis almost an apple. 'Tis with him in standing water between boy and man. He is very well favored, and he speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk was scarce out of him.
Let him approach, and call in my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Give me my veil. Come, throw it over my face. And we'll once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honorable lady of the house, which is she?
Speak to me, I shall answer for her. Your will?
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you, tell me if this be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for besides that it is excellently well penned, I have taken great pains to con it. Good beauties, let me sustain no scorn. I am very comfortable, even to the least sinister usage.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I have studied, and that question's out of my part. Good gentle one, give me modest assurance if you be the lady of the house, that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart. And yet by the very fangs of malice, I swear I am not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain if you are she, you do usurp yourself. For what is yours to bestow is not yours to give, to reserve. But this is from my commission. I will on with my speech in your praise, and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what is important in it, and I'll forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
It's the more likely to be feigned. I pray you keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gates, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you rather than listen. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not the time of the moon with me to make in so skipping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
Oh, good swabber, I am to hull here a little longer. Some mollification for your giant, sweet lady?
Tell me your mind.
I am a messenger.
Sure you have some hideous matter to deliver when the courtesy of it is so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as matter.
Yet you began rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me have I learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity. To any others, profanation.
Give us the place alone. We will hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
Oh, most comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
Oh, in his bosom. In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method in the first of his heart.
Oh, I have read it, and it is heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text. But we shall draw the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, good sir. Such a one I was this present. Is it not well done?
Excellently done, if God did all.
'Tis ingrained, sir. 'Twill endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty, truly blent, whose red and white nature's own sweet and cunning hand laid on. But, lady, you are the cruelest she alive, if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, I will not be so hard-hearted. I'll give out diverse schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and every particle and utensil labeled to my will as item. 2 lips, indifferent red, 2 gray eyes with lids to them, 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Were you sent hither to praise me?
I see you what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you. Oh, such love could be but recompensed though you were crowned the nonpareil of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, with sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him. Yet I suppose him virtuous, know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, in voices, well divulged, free, learned, and valiant, and in dimension and shape of nature, a gracious person. But yet I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such a suffering, such a deadly life, in your denial I would find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon my soul within the house. Write loyal canons of contemned love, and sing them loud even in the dead of night. Halloo your name to the reverberate hills, and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, it might state as well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Let him send no more. Unless, perchance, you come again to tell me how he takes it. Spend this for me.
I am no feed post lady. Keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love make his heart of flint, that you shall love, and let your fervour, like my master's, be placed in contempt. Farewell. Fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, and yet my state is well. I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, actions, and spirit do give thee fivefold blazon. Not too fast, soft. Soft. Even so quickly may one catch the plague. Methinks I feel this youth's perfections with an invisible and subtle stealth creep in at mine eyes. Well, let it be. What halt, Malvolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the county's man. He left this ring behind him. Would not. Tell him I'll none of it. Desire him not to flatter with his lord, nor to hold up with hopes. I am not for him. If that youth will come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reasons for it. Hie thee, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I know not what, and fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer from my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be, and this is so.
With Malvolio on his way, it is now time for a word from our sponsors.
Are your ears tickled this 12th night? Well, we have another ear for you. When you need something both nutritious and delicious, reach for the Shakes corn, the 4th most popular brand of corn in Iowa. Shakes corn is full of nutrients that you need every day. In fact, 9 out of 10 plague doctors recommend Shakes corn for better overall health and vitality. Eat less beef and more corn. Shakes corn for better wit and better hair. I know I do. I can see you eat a lot of Shakes corn. Thank you, doctor. Moms love Shakes corn for its versatility and family-friendly taste. Creamed, casseroled, boiled, sautéed, added to a salad or omelet, or even in a cake. One look at that bright, sunny color of Shakes corn, and you know it's the best. vitamin C, D, U, and E in the tastiest, loveliest morsel that everyone in your family will love. And it doesn't get stuck in your teeth like other brands. Shakes corn is recommended by both moms and plague doctors alike. Shakes corn. It's what's for dinner.
We now return to our play and to two characters we have not yet met. Sebastian, twin brother to Viola, and Antonio, a pirate who saved Sebastian from the tempest.
Will you stay no longer? Nor will you not that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore I shall crave of you your leave, that I may bear my evils alone. It were a bad recompense for your love to lay any of them on you.
Let me not know of you whither you are bound.
No, sooth, sir. My determinate voyage is mere extravagancy, but I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty that you will not extort from me what I am willing to keep in. Therefore, it charges me in manners the rather to express myself. You must know of me then, Antonio. My name is Sebastian, which I called Rodrigo. My father was that Sebastian of Messaline, whom I know you have heard of. He left behind him myself and a sister, both born in an hour. If the heavens had been pleased, would we had so ended. But you, sir, alter that. For some hour before you took me from the breach of the sea, my sister was drowned.
Alas the day.
A lady, sir, though it was said she much resembled me, was yet of many accounted beautiful. But though I could not with such estimable wonder over far believe that, yet thus far I will boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She is drowned already, sir, with salt water, though I seem to drown her remembrance again with more.
Pardon me, sir, your bad entertainment.
Oh, good Antonio, forgive me your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, let me be your servant.
If you will not undo what you have done, that is, kill whom you have recovered, desire it not. Fare you well at once. My bosom is full of kindness, and am yet so near the manners of my mother that upon the least occasion more, mine eyes will tell tales of me. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
The gentleness of all the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, else would I very shortly see thee there. But come what may, I do adore thee so that danger shall seem sport, and I will go.
Outside the garden of Countess Olivia, we see Malvolio in pursuit of Viola after her audience.
Were you not even now with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir, on a moderate pace I have since arrived but hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved me my pains to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance she will none of him. And one thing more, that you be never so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless it be to report your lord's taking of this. Receive it so.
She took the ring of me, I'll none of it.
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and her will is it should be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there it lies in your eye. If not, be it his who finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Oh, fortune forbid my outside have not charmed her. She made good view of me. Indeed, so much that methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak and starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. The cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring. Why, he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so, as 'tis, poor lady, she were better love a dream. Disguise, I see thou art a wickedness wherein the pregnant enemy doth much. How easy is it for the proper fulsome women's waxen hearts to set their forms? Alas, our frailty is the cause, not we. For such as we are made of, such we be. But how will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, fond as much on him, and she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, now alack the day, what thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? Oh, time, thou must untangle this, not I. 'Tis too hard a knot for me to untie.
Many hours later, in the dark of night, Sir Toby and Sir Andrew return to the Countess Olivia's house.
Approach, Sir Andrew. Not to be abed after midnight is to be up betimes, and you close surgery, thou knowest.
Nay, by my troth, I know not. But I know to be up late is to be up late.
False conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. To be up after midnight and to go to bed then is early, so that to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed betimes. Does not our lives consist of the four elements?
Safe, so they say, but I rather think it consists of eating and drinking.
Thou art a scholar. Let us therefore eat and drink. Marion, a stoup of wine.
Here comes the fool, is faith.
Now, my hearts, did you never see the picture of we three?
Welcome, ass. Let's have a catch.
By my drop, the fool has an excellent breast. I had rather than 40 shillings I had such a leg, and so sweet a breath to sing as this fool has. In sooth, thou wast in very gracious fooling last night when thou spokest of Pygromethus of the Vapians, passing the equinisal of Coebus. 'Twas a very good of faith. I sent thee 6pence for thy layman. Hast it?
I did impeticos thy gratillity, for Malvolio's nose is no whipstock, my lady has a white hand, and the Myrmidons are no bottle ale houses.
Excellent. Why, this is the best fooling when all is done. Now, a song.
Oh, yes, come on. There's 6pence for you. Let's have a song.
There's a kestrel of me, too, if one night give man a song.
Would you have a love song or a song of good life?
A love song. A love song.
I care not for good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming. Look no further, pretty sweeting, journeys end in lovers meeting. Every wise man's son doth know.
Excellent, good, and great.
What is love? 'Tis not hereafter. Present mirth hath present laughter. What's to come is still unsure. In delay there lies no plenty. Then come kiss me, sweet and 20. Youth's stuff will not endure.
A mellifluous voice says, I am a true knight.
Contagious breath.
Very sweet and contagious in face.
To hear by the nose is dulcet and contagious. But should we make the welkin dance indeed? Shall we rouse the night owl in a catch that will draw 3 souls out of 1 weaver? Shall we do that?
And you love me, let's do it. I am a dog at a catch.
By your lady, sir, and some dogs will catch well.
Most certain. Let our catch be thou knave.
Hold thy peace, thou knave. Knight, I shall be constrained in thee to call thee knave, knight.
'Tis not the first time I've constrained one to call me knave. Begin, fool. It begins, hold thy peace.
I shall never begin if I hold my peace.
Good sake, come, begin.
What do you do, drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? Do you do the drunken sailor early in the morning?
What a caterwauling do you keep here? If my lady have not called up her steward Malvolio and bid him turn you out of doors, never trust me.
My ladies are tight. We are politicians. Malvolio is a pegaram. And am I not consanguineous? Am I not of her blood? Valley, there's love to man and heart.
Shrew me the knight's in admirable fooling.
Aye, he does well enough if he be disposed, and so do I too. He does it with better grace, but I do it more natural.
The 12th day of December.
For the love of God, peace!
My masters, are you mad? Or what are you? Have you no weight, manners, nor honesty, but to gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do you make an ale house of my lady's house, that you speak out your coziest catches without any mitigation or remorse of voice? Is there no respect of place, persons, or time in you?
Ah, we did keep time, sir, in our catches. Pick up!
Sir Toby, I must be round with you. My lady bade me tell you that though she harbors you as her kinsman, she's nothing allied to your disorders. If you can separate yourself and your misdemeanors, you are welcome to the house. If not, and it would please you to take leave of her, she is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell, dear heart, since I must needs be gone.
Nay, good Sir Toby.
His eyes do show his days are almost done.
Is it even so?
But I will never die.
Sir Toby, there you lie.
This is much credit to you.
Shall I bid him go?
What and if you do?
Shall I bid him go and spare not?
Oh, no, you dare not.
Out of turn, sir, you lie. Art any more than a steward? Dost thou think, because thou art virtuous, there shall be no more cakes and ale?
Yes, by Saint Anne, and ginger shall be hot in the month too.
Thou art Thou'rt in the right. Go, sir, rub your chain with crumbs. A stoup of wine, Maria.
Mistress Mary, if you prized my lady's favour at anything more than contempt, you will not give means for this uncivil rule. She shall know of it by this end.
Go shake your ears!
'Twere as good a deed as to drink when a man's a-hungry, to challenge him in the field, and then break promise with him and make a fool of him.
Do it, knight. I'll write thee a challenge. Or I'll deliver thy indignation to him by word of mouth.
Sweet Sir Toby, be patient for tonight. Since the youth of the counts is today with my lady, she is much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I gull him into a nayword and make him a common recreation, do not think that I have wit enough to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possess us. Possess us. Tell us something of him.
Marry, sir, sometimes he is a kind of Puritan.
Oh, if I thought that, I'd beat him like a dog.
What, for being a Puritan? Thy exquisite reason, dear knight.
I have no exquisite reason for it, but I have a reason good enough.
The devil, a Puritan that he is, or anything constantly but a time pleaser, an affectioned ass that cons state without book and utters it by great swaths, the best persuaded of himself, so crammed, as he thinks, with excellences, that it is his grounds of faith, that all that look on him love him, and on that in him will my revenge find notable cause to work.
What wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein the colour of his beard, and the shape of his leg, and manner of gait, the expression of his eye, forehead, and complexion, he shall find himself most feelingly personated. I can write very like my lady your niece. On a forgotten matter, we can hardly make distinction of our hands.
Excellent. I smell a device.
I have it in my nose, too.
He shall think, by the letters that thou wilt drop, that they come from my niece and that she's in love with him.
My purpose is indeed a horse of that color.
Oh, and your horse would now make him an ass.
Doubt not.
Oh, 'twill be admirable.
Sport royal, I warrant you. I know my physic will work with him. I will play two, and let the fool be the third, where he shall find the letter. Observe his construction of it. For this night, to bed, and dream on the event.
Good night, Penthesilea.
Before me, she's a good wench.
She's a big old truebred, and one that adores me. What of that?
I was adored once, too.
Let's to bed, knight. Oh, thou hast me send for more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I am foul away out.
Send for more money, knight. If thou hast not her in the end, call me cut.
If I do, never trust me. Take it how you will.
Come, I'll go burn some sack. It's too late to go to bed now. Come, knight. Come, knight.
We we now return to the court of the lovesick Duke Orsino.
Now, good morrow, friends. Now, good Cesario, but that piece of song, that old and antique song we heard last night, methought it did relieve my passion much, more than light airs and recollected terms of these most brisk and giddy-paced times. Come, but one verse.
He is not here, so please your lordship that should sing it.
Who was it?
Feste the jester, my lord, a fool that Lady Olivia's father took much delight in. He is about the house.
Seek him out, play the tune a while. Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love in the sweet pangs of it, remember me, for such as I am, all true lovers are, unstayed and skittish in all motions else, save in that constant image of the creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
It gives the very echo to the seat where love is throned.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life upon it, young though thou art, thine eye hath stayed upon some favour that it loves. Hath it not, boy?
A little, by your favour.
What kind of woman is it?
Of your complexion.
She's not worthy then. What years, in faith?
Oh, about your years, my lord.
Too old, by heaven. Let still the woman take an elder than herself. So wears she to him, so sways she level in her husband's heart. For boy, however we do praise ourselves, our fancies are more giddy and unfirm, more longing, wavering, sooner lost in one than woman's are.
I think it well, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, or thy affection cannot hold the bent. For women are as roses, whose fair flower, being once displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas, that they are so, to die even when they to perfection grow.
Oh, fellow, come, the song we had last night. Mark it, Cesario. It is old and plain. The spinsters and the knitters in the sun, and the free maids that weave their thread with bones, do use to chant it. It is silly smooth, and dallies with the innocence of love like the old age.
Are you ready, sir?
Aye, prithee sing.
And inside Cyprus, let me be laid. Fly away, breath. I am slain by a fair, cruel maid. My shroud of white sparkle with you. I'll prepare it. My part of death, no one so true did share it. Not a flower sweet on my black coffin, let there be strewn. Not a friend greet my poor corpse where my bones shall be thrown. A thousand sighs to say, lay me away. Sad true lover, never find my grave to weep there.
There's for thy pains.
No pain, sir. I take pleasure in singing, sir.
I'll pay thy pleasure then.
Truly, sir, and pleasure will be paid one time or another.
Give me now to leave thee.
Now the melancholy god protect thee, and the tailor make thy doublet of changeable taffeta, for thy mind is a very opal. I would have men of such constancy put to sea that their business might be everything and their intent everywhere, for that's it that all makes a good voyage of nothing. Farewell.
Let all the rest give place. Once more, Cesario, get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantity of dirty lands. The parts that fortune hath bestowed upon her, tell her I hold as greedily as fortune. But 'tis that miracle and queen of gems that nature pranks her in attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, sir...
I cannot be so answered.
Sooth, but you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for your love as great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her, you tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There is no woman's sides can bear the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. No woman's heart so big to hold so much, they lack retention. Alas, their love may be called appetite. No motion of the liver, but the palate that suffers surfeit, cloyment, and revolt. But mine is all hungry as the sea, and can digest as much. Make no compare between that love a woman can bear me and that I owe Olivia.
But I know.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men may owe. In faith, they are as true of heart as we. My father had a daughter, loved a man. As it might be, perhaps, were I a woman, I should your lordship.
And what's her history?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment, like a worm i' the bud, feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy she sat like Patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will, for still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of her love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house, and all the brothers too. Yet I know not. Sir, shall I to this lady?
Aye, that's the theme. To her in haste. Give her this jewel. Say my love can give no place, bid no deny.
We now join our lovable rogues, Sir Toby and Sir Andrew, and their scheme in progress.
Thy way, Signor Fabian.
Nay, I'll come. If I lose a scruple of the sport, let me be boiled to death with melancholy.
Wouldst thou not be glad to have the braggartly, rascally sheep-biter come by some notable shame?
I would exult, man. You know he brought me out of favor with my lady about a bear baiting here.
To anger him, we'll have the bear again, and we will fool him black and blue. Shall we not, Sir Andrew?
And we do it, it is pity of our lives.
Here comes the little villain. How now, my metal of India?
Get you all three into the box tree. Malvolio is coming down the walk. He has been yonder in the sun, practicing behavior to his own shadow this half hour. Observe him for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. Close in the name of jesting. Lie thou there, for here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
Is but fortune. Oh, is fortune. Maria once told me she did affect me, and I have heard herself come thus far that, should she fancy, it should be one of my complexion. Besides, she uses me with a more exalted respect than anyone else that follows her. What should I think on?
Here's an overweening rogue.
Oh, peace! Contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. How he jets under his advanced plumes.
So light I could so beat the rogue.
Peace, I say.
To be Count Malvolio.
Rogue!
Pistol him! Pistol him!
Peace, peace.
There is example for it. The lady of the Strachey married the yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fie on him, Jezebel!
Oh, peace! Now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state.
Oh, for a stone bow to hit him in the eye.
Calling my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone.
Peace, peace.
And then to have the humor of state, and after a demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place as I would they should do theirs, to ask for my kinsman, Toby.
Bolts and shackles.
Oh, peace, peace, peace. Now.
7 of my people, with an obedient start, make out for him. I frown the while, and perchance wind up my watch or play with some rich jewel. Toby approaches, curtsies there to me.
Shall this fellow live?
Though our silence be drawn from us with cares, yet peace.
I extend my hand to him thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard of control.
And does not Toby take you a blow of the lips then?
Saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me on your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What? What?
You must amend your drunkenness.
Out, scab.
Patience, or we break the sinews of our plot.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
That's me, your warrant.
One Sir Andrew.
I knew 'twas, for many do call me a fool.
What employment have we here?
Now the woodcock is near the chin.
Peace and the spirit of humor's intimate, reading aloud to him.
My life, this is my lady's hand. These are her very C's, her U's, and her T's, and thus she makes her great P's. It is in contempt of question her hand.
Her C's, her U's, and her T's. Why that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes, her very phrases, by your leave, wax, soft, and the impressure of her Lucrece, with which she uses to seal, 'tis my lady. To whom should this be?
This wins him, liver and all.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know. What follows? The number's altered. No man must know. If this should be thee, Malvolio,
Marry, hang thee, Brock.
I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucrece knife. With bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. MOAI doth sway my life.
A Fustian riddle.
Excellent wench, say I.
MOAI doth sway my life. Nay, but first, let me see. Let me see.
What dish of poison has she dressed him in?
And with what wing the Staniel checks at it.
I may command where I adore. Why, she may command me. I serve her. She is my lady. Why, this is evident to any formal capacity. There is no obstruction in this. And the end. What should that alphabetical position portend? If I could make that resemble something in me, softly. MOAI.
Oh, I make up that. He's now at a cold scent.
Malvolio. Why, that begins my name.
Did not I say he would work it out? The cur is excellent at faults.
But then there is no consonancy in the sequel that suffers under probation. A should follow what O does.
And O shall end, I hope.
Hey, or I'll cudgel him and make him cry. Oh.
And then I comes behind.
Aye, and you had an any eye behind you, you might see more detraction at your heels than fortunes before you.
MOAI. This simulation is not as the former. And yet, to crush this a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. Soft. It follows prose. If this fall into thy hand, revolve. In my stars I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands. Let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble sloth and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants, that thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee, that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings, and wish to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say, remember, go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell. She that would alter services with thee, the fortunate, unhappy. Daylight and champagne discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point devise the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late. She did praise my leg being cross-gartered, and in this she manifests herself to my love, and with the kind of injunction drives me to these habits of her liking. I thank my stars. I am happy. I will be strange, stout, in yellow stockings. and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Jove and my stars be praised! Here is yet a postscript. Thou canst not choose but know who I am. If thou entertainst my love, let it appear in thy smiling. My smiles become thee well, therefore in my presence still smile. Dear, my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that thou wilt have me.
I will not give my part in this sport for a pension of 1,000 to be paid from the Sophie.
I could marry this wench for this device.
So could I too.
And ask no other dowry with her but such another dress.
Nor I neither.
Here comes the goal catcher.
Wilt thou set thy foot on my neck?
Or mine either.
Shall I play my freedom at trade trip and become thy bond slave?
Faith, or I either.
Why, thou hast put him in such a dream that when the image of it leaves him, he must run mad.
Nay, but say true, does it work upon him?
Like Akavite with a midwife.
If you will then see the fruits of this sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, and 'tis a colour she abhors, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests, and he will smile upon her, which will now be so unsuitable to her disposition, being as addicted to a melancholy as she is, that it cannot help but make him into a notable contempt. If you will see it, follow me.
To the gates of Tartar, thou most excellent devil of wit.
I'll make one too.
Will Malvolio marry Lady Olivia? Will Orsino marry Lady Olivia? Will anyone realize the true identity of Cesario? All that and more in the second half of our play. We will now take our intermission, so refill your glasses of Ovaltine, folks, and stay tuned for the stunning conclusion of the 12th Night Radio Hour. After these words from our sponsors.
Intermission for BYO Shakespeare's 12th Night Radio Hour production is brought to you by Shakescorn's newest product, Shakescorn for Popping. Has this ever happened to you? Whoa! Then try Shakes Corn for Popping. Call now and we'll throw in 1 bushel of Shakes original corn with any purchase. Deal only valid in specified principalities, excluding Illyria and Cornwall. Deal only valid for 12 nights. Shakes Corn for Popping is a registered subsidiary of Shakes Corn, copyright pending. Turn this into this. Ah. And now a word from your local Shakes Corn licensed realtor.
I'm Cornelius Cobb, owner and manager of Corn Hub, your local Chicago purveyor of everything corn. Here at Corn Hub, we have everything to satisfy your corny needs. We have corn on the cob, we have corn off the cob, and everything in between. Creamed corn, we've got it. Sweet corn, you betcha. Candy corn?
No, that is the devil's corn. Out with ye, Satan. Find your hellish confectionery elsewhere.
Cornbread mix? Well, sure. We've got that too. And now we have the Bard's latest invention, Shakes Corn for Popping. Be one of the first ones to try this new treat. This week only, buy 1 bushel of corn and get a second bushel half off. I mean, is that crazy or what? With prices this low, only Festy the Fool would pass them up. So stop by Corn Hub, your supplier of Shakes Corn since 1564.
Corn Hub, located in Lakeview East, on the corner of Broadway and Cornelia. Shakes Corn is a brand steeped in tradition. Here to tell us more about the history of our great company is local food historian, Dr. Erica Stock. We all know that the Bard of Avon, Shakespeare himself's deep love of corn caused him to found Shakes Corn. But did you know?
Hang on a minute, what? Shakespeare loved corn? What is with all this corn stuff anyways?
Yes, he did. In fact, Shakespeare references corn not once, not twice, but 40 times over the course of his complete works, and he clearly loved it. Just take the patriarch Capulet's line in Act 1 of Romeo and Juliet. She that makes dainty, she, I'll swear, hath corn.
What? No, I've read Romeo and Juliet. He says corns. She that makes dainty, she, I'll swear, hath corns. Corns. Like the thing you get on your feet when your shoes don't fit. Not corn the food.
Ah, yes. Well, so Shakespeare mentions corn the food 38 times, and corns the medical condition twice. Perhaps you'll find this one more to your liking. The gods sent not corn for the rich men only. That one comes from Martius in the aptly named Coriolanus.
Do you mean Coriolanus?
Or this one? by Marcus from Shakespeare's famously gastronomical play, Titus Andronicus. Oh, let me teach you how to knit again this scattered corn into one mutual sheaf. Hang on a minute. Sheaf? That's not corn. And come to think of it, corn is native to the Americas, so the earliest it could have been in Europe is what, 1493, which is only like 70 years before Shakespeare's birth? Hardly enough time for a new food to promulgate to the British Isles, let alone become a beloved dish. Okay, so when Shakespeare says corn, he doesn't really mean corn. Corn in his day could be used to refer to anything of a cereal grain nature. Wheat, barley, even oats. Alright, so this whole Shakes corn thing is a gimmick based on a misinterpretation of Shakespeare's works? Hardly. The bard loves his corn. In fact, while the Globe Theatre was closed due to the plague this past year, he invented a new way to enjoy Shakes corn. Shakes corn for popping. Turn your wah wah into Find Shakes corn for popping at your local Shakes corn dealer.
Ladies and gentlemen of the cast, this is your 5-minute call. 5 minutes to the top of Act 2.
Thank you, 5.
Thank
It was about time. Thank you, 5.
Thank you, 5.
Thank you, 5.
Thank you, 5.
When I started at the Royal Shakespeare
From all
Company,
over the Foley
Thank
cues.
you,
I mean,
Five.
it
I
was
was
lovely.
always
Like, I've been
imagined
preparing really hard for this stuff.
when I least expected
So
it.
I have
A
been.
song did I play
So
Orsino?
anyway, I brought back the ghost of Richard Burton back to life to give us acting lessons, and so yeah, just check out the green room, and he'll give you a tip or two.
Is that why the green room's so goddamn cold? Because you put a
Put on a sweater. Get over yourself.
Is that why the slime is on the walls?
If I put on a sweater, I'll ruin my hair.
You know what? No one can see your hair, so put on the
cares
sweater.
about your hair. Everyone cares about my hair. It's very important.
Well, you have a face made for radio, so.
Well,
Hair artist,
You
just
have
for you.
hair.
I've got a face made for a
Don't
butt,
let
so.
people talk to you like that. Your hair is very important. You are very important.
Thank you. Thank
Babe,
you.
I think your hair is really nice.
I'm sure it's a very nice radio.
It's very nice. It's very nice.
Very nice radio.
Blah 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 blah.
Could you just get here as soon as you can?
Are you feeling
Radio, so
neglected?
nice I can see my face in it.
That's because nobody brought me the bobby pins I asked for.
Oh, right. I used them. They're
Can anyone run to CVS and get bobby pins? Is
The
anyone have,
rain
like 5 minutes?
No, I used them to curl my hair earlier, so they're still in the bathroom.
Mainly on the plane.
Busily spicatating about the applicable mickatating.
Don't bother.
What's a mickatating?
Okay.
What?
All right.
I don't know. I made it
Claire,
up.
you start
Rolling
teething, but you got your
right
mitt
her.
Of
Okay.
the cast, this
It's
is your
a- it's a
3-minute call.
seussical-ism.
3 minutes to the top of Act 2.
Thank you.
Thank you, 3.
Uncle Dry.
My hair shiny enough.
Is this in tune?
Never. Not until you can see your face in it.
And it shines like the top of the Great Building.
Maybe you should put some Shakes corn on it.
Unique
Yes.
New York.
Oh, Shakes
Unique
corn
New
syrup
York.
works better for
New
your
York.
hair.
Butter.
There you go. Just pour that all over your head, Nyla.
Hello, I love you.
Does anyone have more of
Goodbye.
that Shakespeare in the green room? Does anyone mind if I kill it, finish it off?
Go for it.
Go ahead. Go off.
Yeah.
Kill it off like
Wait,
Richard
are we
Burton.
killing?
Like our ghost.
The ghost, I
Leave
think,
her off
but
stuff.
Not the ghost.
No,
Hey, the mouse is. The mouse
already
lives here.
dead.
Don't
Shakespeare in the
know.
green room.
Is there another change in this script that I didn't know about? What's happening?
Oh
Please
yeah,
throw
we
away the
added
last
the word
20 pages.
twerk to every line.
I believe they
She
cut
uses
you
me the
all
food of love,
together.
twerk on.
Did you?
Yes,
there
instead of the
pages?
thrusting, he twerks now.
No, it's simply an addition to the Foley. The fool sound is now made
Oh,
after
the
every
greatness twerked upon them.
Hey, just in case, like I can double barrel it.
That God, never make that noise
that
ever
sounds
again.
great.
Nope, 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 nope,
It's
nope.
excessive.
Who has the
I
porn
liked it.
sound? Does anyone
saying it's a
know what
two-hander.
sort of
You know what? It's in the
sound
script,
goes
so
in a
I can't help you there.
Porno films? I don't know. I've never seen one. What sort of sound does a porno make?
cranberry
beg your
sauce.
pardon.
You don't want to know. You don't want to know.
Don't pretend that you didn't
Exactly.
star
Tell
in
him.
that.
Don't. No
It
one tell
sounds
him.
exactly like the stuff you hear in church. A porn sounds exactly like the stuff you hear in church. BDSM, that's just Bible discussion, study meeting. That's all.
Oh.
Thank you,
So
Jesus.
it's like the
Or
Ave
whatever.
Maria.
How do I
I
sign
can
up?
show you.
They do say Jesus' name a lot, don't they?
They do, and
Oh.
God. Yeah,
I
there's
put
quite a
that
bit of
in there.
worshiping.
Well, I never heard
Check
so
your
much
props.
sacrilege in a room.
I hope they think it's
Or
funny.
like costume pieces, because I keep having costume pieces moved, and it's
Ladies
just like,
and gentlemen of the cast, places please for the top of Act 2. We are 1 minute from the top of Act 2. Announcer, Foley, Viola, Fool. Places please for the top
thank
of
you,
Act
places.
2.
Thank you, please.
Announcer, when you are ready.
Welcome back, folks. We return to the action, finding Viola alone with the fool, which is no laughing matter.
Save thee, friend, and thy tabor. Thy music, I should say. Dost thou live by thy tabor?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Art thou a churchman?
No such matter, sir. I do live by the church, for I do live at my house, and my house doth stand by the church.
So thou mayst say the king lies by a beggar if a beggar dwell near him, or the church stands by thy tabor if thy tabor stand by the church.
You have said it, sir. To see this age, a sentence is but a cheverel glove to a good wit. How quickly the wrong side may be turned outward.
Nay, that's certain. They that dally nicely with words may quickly make them wanton.
I would therefore my sister had no name, sir.
Why, man?
Why, sir, her name's a word, and to dally with that word might make my sister wanton. But indeed, words are very rascals, since bonds disgrace them.
Thy reason, man.
For, sir, I can yield you none without words, and words are grown so false, I am loath to prove reason with them.
I warrant thou art a merry fellow, and carest for nothing.
Not so, sir. I do care for something, but in my conscience, sir, I do not care for you.
Oh.
If that be to care for nothing, sir, it would make you invisible.
Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
No, indeed, sir. The Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool, sir, till she be married. And fools are as like husbands as pilchers are to herrings. The husband's the bigger. I am indeed not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
I saw thee late at the Count Orsino's.
Foolery, sir, doth walk about in the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I would be sorry, sir, but the fool should be as oft with your master as with my mistress. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, now pass upon me, I'll no more with thee. Hold, there's expenses for thee.
Ah, now Jove in his next commodity of hair, send thee a beard.
By my troth, I'll tell thee, I'm almost sick for one, though I would not have it grow on my chin. Is the lady within?
Would not a pair of these have bread, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to use.
I would play Lord Pandros of Frisia, sir, to bring Cressida to this Troilus.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis well begged.
The matter, I hope, is not great, sir, begging but a beggar. Cressida was a beggar. My lady is within, sir. I will conster to them whence you came. Who you are and what you would are out of my welkin. I might say element, but the word is overworn.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe their mood on whom he jests, the quality of persons, and the time, and, like the haggard, check at every feather that comes before his eye. This is a practice as full of labour as a wise man's art. For folly that he wisely shows is fit, but wise men, folly fallen, quite taint their wit.
Serve you, sir gentlemen.
Ah, and you, sir.
Je vous garde, monsieur.
Et vous aussi, votre serviteur.
I hope so. You are, and I am yours.
Will you encounter the house? My niece is, desirous. You should enter, if your trade be to her.
I am bound to your niece, sir. I mean, she is the list of my voyage.
Kiss your legs, sir. Put them to motion.
My legs do better understand me, sir, than I understand what you mean by bidding me taste my legs.
I mean, to go, sir. To enter.
I will answer you with gate and entrance. But we are prevented. Most excellent, accomplished lady, the heavens rain odors on you.
That youth's a rare courtier. Rain odors, well.
My matter hath no voice, lady, but to your own most pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Odors, pregnant, and vouchsafed? I'll get them all three already.
Let the garden door be shut, and leave me to my hearing. Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never merry world since lowly feigning was called compliment. You're the servant to the Count Orsino, youth.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts would they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you. I bade you never speak of him again. But would you undertake another suit? I'd rather hear you to solicit that than music from the spheres.
Dear lady.
Give me leave, I beseech you. I did send, after the last enchantment you did here, a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me, you. Under your hard construction must I sit to force that on you in shameful cunning, which you knew none of yours. What might you think? Have you not set mine honor at the stake and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts the tyrannous heart can think? To one of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom, hides my heart. So let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That's a degree to love.
No, not agrees. For 'tis a vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies.
Why then, methinks it is time to smile again. O world, how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much better to fall before the lion than the wolf. Cuckoo, cuckoo. Oh, the clock upbraids me with the waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth. I will not have you. And yet, when wit and youth has come to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
And westward ho! Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by me?
Stay. I prithee. Tell me what thou thinkest of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
If I think so, then I think the same of you.
Then you think right. I am not what I am.
Oh, I would you were as I would have you be.
Would it be better, madam, than I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lip. A murder's guilt shows not itself more soon than love that would seem hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maidhood, honor, truth, and everything, I love thee so, that, maugre all thy pride, nor wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this clause, for that I woo, Thou therefore hast no cause, but rather reason thus with reason fetter. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By innocence I swear, and by my youth I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor never none shall be mistress of it, save I alone. And so adieu, good madam. Never more will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Nor yet come again, for thou perhaps mayst move that heart which now abhors to like his love.
The forlorn Sir Andrew enters the scene, resolved to give up his pursuit of Lady Olivia.
No, Face. I'll not stay a jot longer.
Thy reason, dear Benham, give thy reason.
You must needs yield your reason, Sir Andrew.
Mary, I saw your niece do more favors to the Count's serving man than she ever bestowed on me. I saw it in the orchard.
Did she see thee the while, old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
This was a great argument of love in her toward you.
Slight, will you make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir, upon the oaths of judgment and reason.
And they have been grand jurymen since before Noah was a sailor.
She did show favor to the youth in your sight, only to exacerbate you, to awake your dormouse valor, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should then have accosted her, and with some excellent jest, fire new from the mint, you should have banged the youth into dumbness. This was looked at your hand, and this was balked. The double guilt of this opportunity you let time wash off, and you are now sailed into the north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle on Dutchman's beard, unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt of either valor or policy.
And be any way? It must be with valor, for policy I hate, and I had as lief be a brownist as a populist.
Why then, build me thy fortunes upon the basis of valor. Challenge me, the Count's youth, to fight with him. Hurt him in 11 places. My niece shall take note of it, and assure thyself there is no broker in the world can more prevail in man's commendation with woman than report of valor.
There is no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Will either of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go, write it in a martial hand. Be cursed and brief. It's no matter how witty, so it be eloquent and full of invention. Taunt him with the license of ink, if thou thou'st him some thrice, it shall not be amiss. And as many lies as will lie in thy sheet of paper, although the sheet were big enough for the bed of Ware of England, set him down. Go about it, let there be gall enough in thy ink, though thou write with a goose pen, no matter. About it.
Where shall I find you?
We'll call thee at the cubiculo. Go.
This is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
I have been dear to him, lad, some 2,000 strong or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but you'll not deliver it?
Never trust me, then. And by all means, stir on the youth to an answer. I think oxen and wain ropes cannot hail them together. For Andrew, if he were opened and you find so much blood in his liver as will clog the foot of a flea, I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
And his opposite, the youth bears in his visage no great presage of cruelty.
Ah, look where the youngest wren of mine comes.
If you desire the spleen and will laugh yourselves into stitches, follow me. Yond gull Malvolio is turned heathen, a very renegado. There is no Christian that means to be saved by believing rightly can ever believe such impossible passages of grossness. He is in yellow stockings.
And cross-gartered?
Most villainously, like a pedant that keeps a school in the church. I have dogged him like his murderer. He does obey. Every point. of the letter I dropped to betray him. He does smile his face into more lines than is in the new map with the augmentation of the Indies. You have not seen such a thing as 'tis. I can hardly forbear hurling things at him. I know my lady will strike him, and if she do, he'll smile and take it for a great favor.
Bring us to where he is.
While our lovable rogues head off to stir up more mischief, we return to our piratical duo, Sebastian and Antonio, who have now arrived on the streets of Illyria.
I would not by my will have troubled you, but since you make your pleasure of your pains, I will no further chide you.
I could not stay behind you. My desire, more sharp than filed steel, did spur me forth, and not all love to see you, though so much as might have drawn one to a longer voyage, but jealousy what might befall your travel, being skilless in these parts, which to a stranger, unguided and unfriended, often prove rough and unhospitable. My willing love, that rather by these arguments of fear set forth in your pursuit.
My kind Antonio, I can no other answer make but thanks and ever thanks, and oft good turns are shuffled off with such uncurrent pay. But were my worth, as is my conscience firm, you should find better dealing. What's to do? Shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best first go see your lodging.
I am not weary, and 'tis long night. I pray you, let us satisfy our eyes with the memorials and the things of fame that do renown this city.
Would you pardon me? I do not without danger walk these streets. Once in a sea fight against the Count, his galleys I did some service, of such note indeed that I were ta'en here would scarce be answered.
Belike you sue great number of his people.
Defense is not of such a bloody nature, albeit the quality of the time and quarrel might well have given us bloody argument. It might have since been answered in repaying what we took from them, which, for traffic's sake, most of our city did. Only myself stood out, for which, if I be lapsed in this place, I shall pay dear.
Do not then walk too open.
It doth not fit me. Hold, sir. Here's my purse. In the south suburbs, at the Elephant is best to lodge. I will bespeak our diet while you beguiles the time and feed your knowledge with viewing of the town. There shall you have me.
Why I your purse?
Haply your eyes shall light upon some toy you have desired to purchase, and your store, I think, is not for idle market, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer and leave you for an hour.
To the Elephant.
I do remember.
With our pirate safely hidden in the Elephant, we return to the home of Lady Olivia.
I've sent for him. He says he'll come. How shall I feast him? What bestow on him? For youth is bought more oft than begged or borrowed. I speak too loud. Where's Malvolio? He is sad and civil, and suits well for a servant with my fortunes. Where is Malvolio?
He's coming, madam, but in a very strange manner. He is sure possessed, madam.
Why, what's the matter? Does he rave?
No, madam. He does nothing but smile. Your ladyship were best to have some guard about you if he come, for sure the man is tainted in his wits.
Go call him hither. I am as mad as he, if sad and merry madness equal be. How now, Malvolio?
Sweet lady. Ho!
Oh, smilest thou? I called for thee upon a sad occasion.
Sad lady? I could be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering. But what of that? If it please me, I have one. It is with me as the very true sonnet is, please one, and please all.
How dost thou, man? What is the matter with thee?
Not black in my mind, though yellow in my legs. It did come to his hands, and commands shall be executed. I think we do know the sweet Roman hand.
Wilt thou go to bed, Malvolio?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart, and I'll come to thee.
God comfort thee. Why dost thou smile so and kiss thy hand so oft?
How do you, Malvolio?
At your request? Yes, nightingales answer dawn.
Why appear you with this ridiculous boldness before my lady?
Be not afraid of greatness. 'Twas well written.
What meanest thou by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great, achieve greatness.
What sayest thou?
And some have greatness thrust upon them.
Oh, heaven restore thee.
Remember who commended thy yellow stockings?
Thy yellow stockings.
And wish to see thee cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered.
Go to. Thou art made, if thou desirest to be so.
Am I made?
If not, let me see thee a servant still.
Oh, it's very midsummer madness.
Madam, the young gentleman of the Count Orsino is returned. I could hardly entreat him back. He attends your ladyship's pleasure.
I'll come to him. Good Maria, let this fellow be looked to. Where's my cousin Toby? Let some of my people have special care of him. I would not have him miscarry for half my dowry.
Oh, do you come near me now? No worse man than Sir Toby to look to me. This concurs directly with the letter. She sends him on purpose that I may appear stubborn to him, for she incites me to that in the letter. Cast thy humble sloth, says she. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang with arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity, and consequently sets down the manner how, as a sad face, a reverent carriage, a slow tongue, in the habit of some sir of note, and so forth. I have limed her, but it is Jove's doing, and Jove make me thankful. And when she went away now, let this fellow be looked to. Fellow, not Malvolio, not after my degree, but fellow. Why, everything adheres together. There is no dram of a scruple, no scruple of a scruple, no obstacle, no incredulous or unsafe circumstance. What can be said? Nothing that can be can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes. Well, Jove, not I, am the doer of this, and he is to be thanked.
Pray is he, in the name of sanctity, if all the devils of hell be drawn in little, and Legion himself possessed him, yet I'll speak to him.
Here he is. Here he is. How is it with you, sir? How is it with you, man?
Go off. I discard you. Let me enjoy my private. Go off.
Lo, how hollow the fiend speaks within him! Did not I tell you, Sir Toby? My lady prays you have a care of him.
Does she so?
Go to, peace, peace. We must deal gently with him. Let me alone. How do you, Malvolio? How is it with you? What? Man, defy the devil! Consider he's an enemy to mankind.
Do you know what you say?
Law you when you speak ill of the devil, how he takes it to heart. Pray God he be not bewitched.
Carry his water to the wise woman.
Marian, it shall be done tomorrow morning if I live. My lady would not lose him for more than I'll say.
How now, mistress?
Oh, Lord!
Prithee, hold thy peace. This is not the way. Do you not see you move him? Let me alone with him.
No way but gentleness. Gently, gently. The fiend is rough and will not be roughly used.
Why, how now, my Babcock? How dost thou chuck?
Sir.
Aye, Biddy, come with me. What meant 'tis not for gravity to play at cherry pit with Satan. Hang him, foul collier.
Get him to say his prayers. Good Sir Toby, get him to pray.
My prayers? Minx?
No, I warrant you, he will not hear of godliness.
So, hang yourselves all. You are idle, shallow things. I am not of your element. You shall know more hereafter.
Is it possible?
This were played upon a stage now, I can condemn it in improbable fiction.
His very genius has taken the infection of the device, man.
Nay, pursue him now, lest the device take air and taint.
Why, we shall make him mad indeed.
The house will be the quieter.
We'll have him in a dark room and bound. My niece is already in the belief that he's mad. We may carry it thus for our pleasure and his penance, till our very pastime, tired out of breath, prompts us to have mercy on him. At which time we will bring the device to the bar and crown thee for a finder of madmen. But see.
More matter for a May morning.
Here's the challenge. Read it. I warrant there's vinegar and pepper in it.
It's so saucy.
I warrant him. Do but read.
Excuse me. Youth, whatsoever thou art but a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Wonder not, nor admire not in thy mind why I do call thee so, for I will show thee no reason for it.
A good note, and that keeps you from the blow of the law.
Thou comest to the Lady Olivia, and in my sight she uses thee kindly, but thou liest in thy throat? That is not the matter I challenged thee for.
Very brief and to exceedingly good senseless.
I will waylay thee going home, where if it be thy chance to kill me,
good.
Thou kill'st me like a rogue and a villain.
Still you keep of the windy side of the law. Good.
Fare thee well, and God have mercy on one of our souls. He may have mercy upon mine, but my hope is better, and so do look to thyself, thy friend, as thou usest him, and thy sworn enemy, Andrew Aguecheek. If this letter move him not, his legs cannot. I'll give it to him.
You may have very fit occasion for it. He is now in some commerce with my lady, and will by and by depart.
Go, Sir Andrew, scout me for him at the corner of the orchard like a bum bailey. So soon as ever thou seest him, draw, and as thou drawest, swear horrible. For it comes to pass off that a terrible oath, with a swaggering accent sharply twanged off, gives manhood more approbation than ever proof itself would have earned him. Away!
Nay, let me alone for swearing.
Now, will I not deliver his letter, for the behavior of the young gentleman gives him out to be of good capacity and breeding. His employment between his lord and my niece confirms no less. Therefore, this letter, being so excellently ignorant, will breed no terror in the youth. He will find it comes from a clodball. But, sir, I will deliver his challenge by word of mouth, set upon Aguecheek a notable report of valor, and drive the gentleman, as I know his youth will aptly receive it, into a most hideous opinion of his rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will fright them both, that they will kill one another by the look, like cockatrices.
Here he comes with your niece. Give them way till he take leave, and presently after him.
I will meditate the while upon some horrid message for a challenge.
I have said too much upon a heart of stone, and laid mine honor to unchary on it. There is something in me that reproves my fault, but such a headstrong, potent fault it is, that it but mocks reproof.
With the same behaviour that your passion bears goes on my master's griefs.
Here, wear this jewel for me. 'Tis my picture. Refuse it not. It hath no tongue to nag you. And I beseech you come to me again tomorrow. What shall you ask of me that I'll deny? That honor, saved, may upon asking give.
Nothing but this. Your true love for my master.
Oh, how can I, with mine honor, give him that I have already given you?
I will acquit you.
Well, come again tomorrow, and fare thee well. A fiend like thee might bear my soul to hell.
Gentlemen, God save thee.
And you, sir?
The defense thou hast, betake thee to it. Of what nature the wrongs are thou hast done him, I know not, but thy interceptor, full of despite, bloody as the hunter, attends thee at the orchard end. Dismount thy tuck, be yell in thy preparation, for thy assailant is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You mistake, sir. I am sure no man hath any quarrel to me. My remembrance is very free and clear from any image of offence done to any man.
You will find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you hold your life at any price, betake you to your guard, for your opposite hath in him what youth, strength, skill, and wrath can furnish man withal.
I pray you, sir, what is he?
He is knight, dubbed with unhatched rapier and on carpet consideration, but he is a devil in private brawl. Souls and bodies hath he divorced 3, and his incensement at this moment is so implacable that satisfaction can be none but by pangs of death and sepulchre. Hobnob is his word, give it or take it.
I will return again into the house and desire some conduct of the lady. I am no fighter. I have heard of some kind of men that put quarrels purposely on others to taste their valor. Belike this is a man of that quirk.
Sir, no. His indignation derives itself out of a very competent injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire, that you shall not to the house unless you undertake that with me, which with as much safety you might answer him. Therefore on, or strip your sword naked, for metal you must, that's certain, or forswear to wear iron about you.
This is as uncivil as strange. I beseech you, do me this courteous office as to know of the knight what my offence to him is. It is something of my negligence, nothing of my purpose.
I will do so. Signor Fabian, stay you by this gentleman till my return.
Pray you, sir, do you know of this matter?
I know the knight is incensed against you, even to a mortal arbitrament, but nothing of the circumstance more.
I beseech you, what manner of man is he?
Nothing of that wonderful promise, to read him by his form as you are like to find him in the proof of his valor. He is indeed, sir, the most skillful, bloody, and fatal opposite that you could possibly have found in any part of Illyria. Will you walk towards him? I will make your peace with him if I can.
I shall be much bound to you for it. I am one that had rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care not who knows so much of my mettle.
By man, he's a very devil. I have not seen such a farrago. I had a pass with him, rapier, scabbard, and all, and he gives me the stuck in with such a mortal motion that it is inevitable. And on the answer, he pays you as surely as your feet hits the ground they step on.
Pox on it, I'll not meddle with him.
Aye, but he will not now be pacified. Fabians can scarce hold him yonder.
Plague on it! And I thought he had been valiant and so cunning in fence. I'd have seen him damned, or I'd have challenged him. Let the matter slip, and I'll give him my course. Gay Capulet.
I'll make the motion. Stand here, make a good show on it. This shall end without the perdition of soul. Mary, I'll ride your horse as well as I ride you. I have his horse to take up the quarrel. I have persuaded him the youth's a devil.
He is as horribly conceited of him and pants and looks pale as if a bear were at his heels.
There is no remedy, sir. He will fight with you for his oath's sake. Mary, he hath better bethought him of his quarrel, and he finds it now scarce to be worth talking of. Therefore, draw for the supportance of his vow. He protests he will not hurt you.
Pray God defend me. A little thing would make me tell them how much I lack of a man.
Give ground if you see him furious.
Come, Sir Andrew, there's no remedy. The gentleman will, for his honour's sake, have one bout with you. He cannot by the duello avoid it. But he has promised me, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, he will not hurt you. Come on, to it.
Pray God he keep his oath.
I do assure you, 'tis against my will.
Put up your sword. If this young gentleman have done offense, I take the fault on me. If you offend him, I for him defy you.
You, sir? Why, what are you?
One, sir, that for his love dares yet do more than you have heard him brag to you he will.
Nay, if you be an undertaker, I am for you.
Oh, good Sir Toby, hold! Here come the officers.
I'll be with you anon.
Pray, sir, put your sword up, if you please.
Marry will I, sir, and for that I promised you, I'll be as good as my word. He will bear you easily and reigns well.
Antonio, I arrest thee at the suit of Count Orsino.
You do mistake me, sir.
No, sir, no jot. I know your favor well, though now you have no sea cap on your head. Take him away. He knows I know him well.
I must obey. This comes with seeking you, but there's no remedy. I shall answer it. What will you do? Now my necessity makes me ask you from my purse. It grieves me much more for what I cannot do for you than what befalls myself. You stand amazed, but be of comfort.
Come, sir, away.
I must entreat of you some of that money.
What money, sir? I mean, for the fair kindness you have showed me here, and part being prompted by your present trouble, out of my lean and low ability, I'll lend you something. My having is not much. I'll make division of my present with you. Hold, there's half my coffer.
Will you deny me now? Is it possible that my deserts to you can lack persuasion? Do not tempt my misery, lest it make me so unsound a man as to upbraid you with those kindnesses that I have done for you.
I know of none, nor know I you by voice or any feature. I hate ingratitude more in a man than lying, vainness, babbling, drunkenness, or any taint of vice whose strong corruption inhabits our frail blood.
Oh, heavens themselves.
Come, sir, I pray you go.
Let me speak a little. This youth that you see here, I snatched one half out of the jaws of death, relieved him with such sanctity of love, and to his image, which methought did promise most venerable worth did I devotion.
What's that to us. The time goes by. Away!
But oh, how vile and idle proves this god. Thou hast, Sebastian, done good features shame. In nature there's no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind. Virtue is beauty, but the beauteous evil are empty trunks all flourished by the devil.
The man grows mad. Away with him. Come, sir.
Lead me on.
Methinks his words do from such passion fly that he believes himself. So do not I. Prove true, imagination. Oh, prove true that I, dear brother, be now ta'en for you.
Come hither, knight, come hither, Fabian. We'll whisper o'er a couplet or two of most sage straws.
He named Sebastian. I, my brother, know, yet living in my glass. Even such and so in favour was my brother, and he went still in this fashion, colour, ornament. For him I imitate. Oh, if it prove tempests are kind, and salt waves fresh in love.
A very dishonest, paltry boy, and more a coward than a hare. His dishonesty appears in leaving his friend here in necessity and denying him, and for his cowardship ask Fabian.
A coward, a most devout coward, religious in it.
So late, I'll after him again and beat him.
Do, cuff him soundly, but never draw thy sword.
And I do not.
Come, let's see the event.
I dare lay any money 'twill be nothing yet.
Poor Antonio, poor Viola. But lucky you, because here is another word from our sponsors.
Were you born great? Are you achieving greatness? Or are you waiting for greatness to be thrust upon you? A great man never thinks twice, never holds back. He crisscrosses the world, binds it all together, and shines forth like rosy-fingered dawn. Boom garters are not for the faint and faltering man, not for the squire at other men's wars. They're for the man who hears the call and roars from the soles of his feet to the sinews of his hams. Whether ivory or parchment or lemon chiffon, banana or saffron or gold, canary or khaki or honey or flax, each yellow declares, I am bold. Boom garters, raise the standard, tell the tale. Cross-pattern booklet included with all purchases. Side effects of prolonged use may include constipation, skin rash, dizziness, dry mouth, social isolation, and euphoria. Not intended for bedroom or battlefield use. If you experience an erection lasting longer than 12 hours, contact your local plague doctor for immediate assistance. Boom garters, crisscross the line.
And now back to our program, where our foolish friend Feste has found Sebastian, twin to Viola. Mistaking Sebastian for Viola, disguised as Cesario, confused hijinks ensue.
Will you make me believe that I am not sent for you?
Go to, thou art a foolish fellow, let me be clear of thee.
Well held out, in faith. No, I do not know you, nor I am not sent to you by my lady to bid you come to speak with her, nor is your name Master Cesario, nor this is not my nose neither. Nothing that is so is so.
I prithee, vent thy folly somewhere else. Thou know'st not me.
Vent my folly. He has heard the word of some great man and now applies it to a fool. Vent my folly. I'm afraid this great lubber in the world would prove a cockney. I prithee now, ungird thy strangeness, and tell me what I shall vent to my lady. Shall I vent to her that thou art coming?
I prithee, foolish Greek, depart from me. There is money for thee. If you tarry longer, I shall give worse payment.
By my troth, thou hast an open hand. These wise men that give fools money get themselves a good report after 14 years' purchase.
Now, sir, have I met you again? There's for you.
Why, there's for thee. And there, and there. Are all the people mad?
Or I'll draw their dagger around the house.
This will I tell my lady straight, I would not be in some of your coats for twopence.
Come on, sir, hold!
Nay, let him alone. I'll go another way to work with him. I'll have an action of battery against him, if there be any law in Illyria, though I struck him first, yet it's no matter for that.
Let go thy hand.
Come, sir, I will not let you go. Come, my long soldier, put up your iron. You're well fleshed. Come on.
I will be free from thee. What wouldst thou now? If thou darest tempt me further, draw thy sword.
What? Nay then, I must have an ounce or two of this Malapert blood from you.
Hold, Toby, on thy life! Hold!
Madam.
Will it ever be thus? Ungracious wretch! Fit for the mountains and the barbarous caves where manners ne'er were preached. Out of my sight! Be not offended, dear Cesario. Rootsby, be gone! I prithee, gentle friend, let thy fair wisdom, not thy passion, sway in this uncivil and unjust extant against thy peace. Go with me to my house, and hear thou there how many fruitless planks this ruffian hath botched up, that thou thereby mayst smile at this. Thou shalt not choose but to go. Do not deny. Beshrew his soul for me. He started one poor heart of mine in thee.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream? Or I am mad, or else this is a dream. Let fancy still my sense in Lethe steep. If it be thus to dream, still let me sleep.
Nay, come, I prithee. Wouldst thou be ruled by me?
Madam, I will.
Oh, say so, and so be.
Meanwhile, we return to our rogues, who are going to extremes in their trickery of Malvolio.
Nay, I prithee, put on this gown and this beard, and make him believe thou art Sir Topus the curate. Do it quickly. I'll call Sir Toby the whilst.
Well, I will put it on, and I will dissemble myself in it, and I would I were the first that ever dissembled in such a gown. I am not tall enough to become the function well, nor lean enough to be thought a good student, but to be said, an honest man and a good housekeeper goes as fairly to say as a careful man and a great scholar. Ah, competitors enter.
Jove bless thee, Master Parson.
Sir Toby, buenos dias, Sir Toby, for as the old hermit of Prague that ne'er saw pen and ink very wittily said to a niece of King Gorboduc, that is. So I, being Master Parson, am Master Parson, for what is that, and is but is.
To him, Sir Topus.
What ho, I say? Peace in this prison.
The knave counterfeits well, a good knave.
Who calls there?
Sir Topus the curate who comes to visit Malvolio the lunatic.
Sir Topus, good Sir Topus, go to my lady.
Out, hyperbolical fiend, how vexest thou this man? Talk'st thou of nothing but of ladies?
Well said, Master Parson.
Sir Topus, never was man thus wronged. Good Sir Topus, do not think I am mad. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
Fie, thou dishonest Satan! I call thee by the most modest terms, for I am one of those gentle ones that will use the devil's tongue himself with courtesy. Sayest thou this house is dark?
As hell, Sir Topus.
Why, It hath bay windows transparent as barricadoes, and the clerestories towards the south-north are as lustrous as ebony, and yet complainest thou of obstruction?
I am not mad, Sir Thopas. I say to you, this house is dark.
Madman, thou erst. I say there is no darkness but ignorance, in which thou art more puzzled than the Egyptians in their fog.
I say this house is as dark as ignorance, though ignorance were as dark as hell. And I say there was never man thus abused. I am no mad than you are. Make the trial of it in any constant question.
What is the opinion of Pythagoras concerning wildfowl?
That the soul of our grandam might happily inhabit a bird.
What thinkest thou of his opinion?
I think nobly of the soul, and no way approve his opinion.
Fare thee well, remain thou still in darkness. Thou shalt hold the opinion of Pythagoras ere I will allow of thy wits, and fear to kill a woodcock, lest thou dispossess the soul of thy grandam. Fare thee well.
Sir Thopas, Sir Thopas!
My most exquisite Sir Thopas!
Nay, I am for all waters.
Thou might have done this without thy beard and gown. He sees thee not.
To him in thine own voice, and bring me word how thou find'st him. I would we were well rid of this knavery. If he may be conveniently delivered, I would he were, for I am now so far in offence with my niece that I cannot pursue with any safety this sport, the upshot. Come by and by to my chamber.
Hey, Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how thy lady does.
Fool!
My lady is unkind, pretty.
Fool!
Alas, why is she so?
Fool, I say!
She loves another. Who calls her?
Good fool! Has ever thou what so well at my hand? Help me to a candle and pen and ink and paper. As I am a gentleman, I will live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio?
Aye, good fool. Isn't that enough?
Alas, sir, how fell you beside your 5 wits?
Fool, there was never man so notoriously abused. I am as well in my wits, fool, as thou art.
But as well then you are mad indeed, if you be no better in your wits than a fool.
They have here propertied me, keep me in darkness, send ministers to me, asses, and do all they can to face me out of my wits.
Advise you what you say. The minister is here. Malvolio, Malvolio, thou wits the heavens restore. Endeavor thyself to sleep, and leave thy vain bibble-babble.
Sir Thopas, Sir Thopas.
Maintain no words with him, good fellow. Who, I, sir? Not I, sir. God buy you, good Sir Topaz. Marry, amen. I will, sir, I will.
Fool, 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 I say. 3 isn't always funnier. That's enough.
Alas, sir, be patient. What say you, sir? I am shent for speaking to you.
Oh, fool, help me to some light and some paper. I tell thee, I am as well in my wits as any man in Illyria.
Well, the day that you were, sir.
By this hand, I am, good fool, some ink, paper, and light, and convey what I will sit down to my lady. It shall advantage thee more than ever the bearing of letter did.
I will help you to it, but tell me true, are you not mad indeed, or do you but counterfeit?
Believe me, I am not. I tell thee true.
Nay, I'll never believe a madman till I see his brains. I will fetch you light and paper and ink.
Fool, I'll requite it in the highest degree. I prithee, be gone.
I am gone, sir, and anon, sir, I'll be with you again in a trice. Like to the old vice your need to sustain, who with a dagger of lath in his rage and his wrath cries aha to the devil like a mad lad, pare thy nails, dad. Adieu, good man, devil.
We now return to the gardens of Lady Olivia's castle, where Sebastian is enjoying a moment alone.
This is the air, that is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me, I do feel it and see it, and though 'tis wonder that enwraps me thus, yet 'tis not madness. Where's Antonio then? I could not find him at the Elephant, yet there he was, and there I found his credit, that he did range the town to seek me out. His counsel might now do me golden service, for though my soul disputes well with my sense, that this may be some error, but no madness. Yet doth this accident and flood of fortune so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust mine eyes, and wrangle with my reason that persuades me to any other trust, but that I am mad. Or else the lady's mad. Yet if 'twas so, she could not sway her house, command her followers, take and give back affairs and their dispatch with such a smooth, discreet, and stable bearing as I perceive she does. There's something in it that is deceivable. But here the lady comes.
Blame not this haste of mine. If you mean well, now go with me and with this holy man into the chantry by. There, before him and underneath that consecrated roof, plight me the full assurance of your faith, that my most jealous and too doubtful soul might live in peace. He shall conceal it, whilst you are willing it shall come to note, what time we will keep our celebration according to my birth. What do you say?
I'll follow this good man and go with you. And having sworn truth, ever will be true.
Then lead the way, good father, and heaven so shine that they might fairly note this act of mine.
We are nearly ready for the exciting conclusion to our play. But first, another word from our sponsors.
Hey, Will, this is timelessly good writing, but it isn't all precisely 10 syllables per line, nor does it have that plodding, sing-songy feel that Globe audiences have come to expect. Are you tired of interrupting your creative flow to consult a thesaurus? Or worse, the dreaded abacus? For just 5 bushels of corn per month, you heard that right, a mere 5 bushels, iambically will employ Edward de Vere, the 17th Earl of Oxford, to loom over your puffy shoulder with a large red quill and correct in real time all of your awkward scansion, epic caesura, and of course those dirty, dirty Pyrrhic feet. Too many syllables? Trust de Vere to know just which word to slur with a simple apostrophe. Too few? With one deft stroke shall the Earl place a grave accent on some arbitrary suffix. Need an extra comma or two? Oxford's got you covered. How have we retained a member of the nobility to perform simple editing, you ask? Well, this particular Earl is not only quite overeducated in the linguistic arts, but also has a staggering amount of time on his hands. His favorite pastimes, besides poetry of course, include jousting, selling off his ancestral lands to settle debts, carousing with the Queen's maids of honor, and generally inciting scandal. In fact, Her Majesty Elizabeth I has granted iambically a most generous allowance, simply to remove the Earl of Oxford from court for a time, hence the nominal and symbolic wages to be paid out in corn. So stop stressing over which syllable ought to be stressed. Let iambically and the Earl handle the intricate meters, that the bard may focus on jests about Peters.
And here we are, at our final installment of the 12th Night Radio Hour. Will love win the day?
Now, as thou lovest me, let me see his letter.
Good Master Fabian, grant me another request.
Anything.
Oh, do not desire to see this letter.
This is to give a dog, and in recompense desire my dog again.
Belong you to the Lady Olivia, friends?
Aye, sir. We are some of her trappings.
I know thee well. How dost thou, my good fellow?
Truly, sir, the better for my foes and the worse for my friends.
Just the contrary, the better for thy friends.
No, sir, the worse.
How can that be?
Marry, sir, they praise me and make an ass of me. Now my foes tell me plainly I am an ass, so that by my foes, sir, I profit in the knowledge of myself, and by my friends I am abused. So that the conclusion to be as kisses, if your 4 negatives make your 2 affirmatives, why then the worse for my friends and the better for my foes.
Why, this is excellent.
Oh, by my troth, sir, no, though it please you to be one of my friends.
That shall not be the worst for me. There's gold.
Oh, but that will be double dealing, sir. I would you could make it another.
Oh, you give me ill counsel.
Put your grace in your pocket, sir, for this once, and let your flesh and blood obey it.
Well, I will be so much a sinner to be a double dealer. There's another.
Primo, secundo, tertio is a good play, and the old saying is, the third plays for all. The triplex, sir, is a good tripping measure, or the bells of St. Bennet, sir, may put you in mind. 1, 2, 3.
You can fool no more money out of me at this throw. If you would let your lady know I am here to speak with her, and bring her along with you, it may awake my bounty further.
Marry, sir, lullaby to your bounty till I come again. I go, sir, but I would not have you think that my desire of having is the sin of covetousness. But, as you say, sir, let your bounty take a nap. I will awake it anon.
Oh, here comes the man, sir, that did rescue me.
That face of his I do remember well. Yet when I saw it last, it was besmeared as black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. A bubbling vessel was he captain of, for shallow draught and bulk comprisable, with which such scatheful grapple did he make with the most noble bottom of our fleet, that very envy in the tongue of Loss cried fame and honour on him. What's the matter?
Orsino, this is that Antonio that took the Phoenix and her fraught from Candy. And this is he that did the tiger board when your young nephew Titus lost his leg. Here in the streets, desperate of shame and state, in private brabble did we apprehend him.
He did me kindness, sir, drew on my side, but in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not what 'twas, but distraction.
Notable pirate, thou salt-water thief, what foolish boldness brought thee to their mercies, whom thou, in terms so bloody and so dear, hast made thine enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess on basin ground enough Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me hither, that most ingrateful boy there by your side. From the rude season, raged and foamy-mouthed did I redeem. A wreck past hope he was, his life I gave him, and did dare to end my love, without retention or restraint, all in his dedication. For his sake did I expose myself, pure for his love, into the danger of this adverse town, drew to defend him when he was beset, where, being apprehended, his false cunning, not meaning to partake with me in danger, taught him to face me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing while one would wink, denied me my own purse, which I had recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When came he to this town?
Today, my lord. And for 3 months before, no interim, not a minute's vacancy, both day and night did we keep company.
Here comes the Countess. Now heaven walks on earth. But for thee, fellow, thy words are madness. 3 months this youth had tended upon me, but more of that anon. Take him aside.
What would my lord, but that he may not have, wherein Olivia may seem serviceable? Cesario, you do not keep your promise with me.
Madam?
Gracious Olivia.
What do you say, Cesario? Good my lord.
My lord would speak. My duty hushes me.
If it be aught to the old tune, my lord, it is fat and fulsome to mine ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel.
Still so constant, lord.
What, to perverseness? You, uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my souls the faithless offerings have breathed out, that ere devotion tended, what shall I do?
Even what it please my lord that shall become him.
Why should I not, had I the heart to do it, like to the Egyptian thief at point of death, kill what I love? A savage jealousy that sometimes savours nobly, but hear me this, since you to non-regardance cast my faith, and that I partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favour, live you the marble-breasted tyrant still. But this your minion, whom I know you love, and whom by heaven I swear I tender dearly, him will I tear out of that cruel eye where he sits crowned in his master's spite. Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are ripe in mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love to spite a raven's heart within a dove.
And I, most jock and apt and willingly, to do you rest. 1,000 deaths would die.
Where goes Cesario?
After him, I love. More than I love these eyes, more than my life, more by all moors than e'er I shall love wife. If I do feign you witnesses above, punish my life for tainting of my love.
I me detest it. How I am beguiled.
Who does beguile you? Who does do you wrong?
Hast thou forgot thyself? Is it so long? Call forth the Holy Father.
Come away.
Whither, my lord? Cesario, husband. Stay.
Husband?
Aye, husband. Can he that deny?
Husband, sirrah.
No, my lord. Not I.
Alas, it is the baseness of thy fear that makes thee strangle thy propriety. Fear not, Cesario. Take thy fortunes up. Be that thou knowest thou art, and then thou art as great as thou that fearest. Oh, welcome, Father. Father, I charge thee, by thy reverence, here to unfold, though we lately intended to keep in darkness what occasion now reveals before 'tis ripe, what thou dost know hath newly passed between this youth and me.
Contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by mutual joinder of your hands, tested by the holy close of lips, strengthened by the interchangement of your rings, and all the ceremony of this impact sealed in my function by my testimony. Since when, my watch hath told me, toward my grave I've traveled but 2 hours.
Oh, thou dissembling cub! What wilt thou be when time hath sowed a grizzle on thy case? Were not else thy craft so quickly grow that thine own trip shall be thine overthrow? Farewell, and take her, but direct thy feet where thou and I henceforth may never meet.
My lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Hold little faith, though thou hast too much fear.
For the love of God, a surgeon! Send one presently to Sir Toby!
What's the matter?
He has broke my head across and has given Sir Toby a bloody coxcomb too. For the love of God, your help, I had rather than 40 pound I were at home.
Who has done this, Sir Andrew?
The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he's the very devil incarnate.
My gentleman, Cesario?
Oh, slice legs, here he is. You broke my head for nothing, and that I did. I was only sent to do it by Sir Toby.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword upon me without cause, but I misspake you fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxcomb be a hurt, you have hurt me. I think you set nothing by a bloody coxcomb. here comes Sir Toby, halting. You shall hear more, but if he had not been in drink, he would have tickled your other gaze as he did.
How now, gentlemen, how is it with you?
Oh, that's all. It's hurt me, and there's the end of it. Did see Dick Surgeon thought?
Oh, he's drunk, Sir Toby. An hour gone, his eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
That he's a rogue and a patsy that is paving. I hate a drunken rogue.
Away with him. Who has made this havoc with him?
I'll help you, Sir Toby, because we'll be dressed together.
Will you help? An ass head and a coxcomb and a knave? A thin-faced knave? A gull?
Have him looked to and get him to bed.
I am sorry, madam, I have hurt your kinsman, but had it been the brother of my blood, I must have done no less with wit and safety. You throw a strange guard upon me, and by that I do perceive it hath offended you. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other but so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and 2 persons. A natural perspective that is and is not.
Oh, Antonio! Ha! Oh, my dear Antonio! How have the hours racked and tortured me since I have lost thee?
Sebastian, are you?
Fearest thou that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in 2 is not more twin than these 2 creatures. Which is Sebastian?
Most wonderful.
Do I stand there? I never had a brother, nor can there be that deity in my nature of here and everywhere. I had a sister whom the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of Charity, what kin are you to me? What countrymen? What name? What parentage?
Messalene? Sebastian was my father, such as Sebastian was my brother too. So went he suited to his watery tomb. If spirits can assume both form and suit, you come to fright us.
A spirit I am indeed, but am in that dimension grossly clad, which from the womb I did participate. Were you a woman, as the rest goes even, I should my tears let fall upon your cheek, and say, thrice welcome, drowned Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so had mine.
And died that day when Viola from her birth had numbered 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul. He finished indeed his mortal act that day that made my sister 13 years.
If nothing lets to make us happy both, but this my masculine usurped attire, do not embrace me till each circumstance of place, time, fortune to cohere and jump that I am Viola, which to confirm, I'll bring you to a captain in this town where lie my maiden weeds, by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble count. All the occurrence of my fortune since hath been between this lady and this lord.
So comes it, lady. You have been mistook, but nature to her bias drew in that. You would have been contracted to a maid. Now are you therein by my life deceived? You are betrothed to both to a maid and man.
Be not amazed. Right noble is his blood. If this be so, as yet the glass seems true, I shall have share in this most happy wrack. Boy, thou hast said to me 1,000 times thou never shouldst love woman like to me.
And all those sayings will I overswear, and all those swearings keep this true in soul, as doth that orbed continent the fire that severs day from night.
Give me thy hand, and let me see thee in thy woman's weeds.
The captain that did bring me first on shore hath my maid's garments. He, upon some action, is now in durance at Malvolio's suit, a gentleman and follower of my lady's.
Fetch Malvolio hither. Oh. Yes, alas, I now remember me. They say, poor gentleman, that he's much distract. Most extracting frenzy of mine own, from my remembrance clearly banished his. How does he, sirrah?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at the stave's end as much as any man in his case may do. He has here writ a letter to you. I should have given it to you today morning, but as a madman's epistles are no gospels, so it skills not much when they are delivered.
Open it and read it.
Look, then, to be well edified, when the fool...
How now? Art thou mad?
No, madam, I do but read madness. And your ladyship will have it as it ought to be. You must allow vox.
Prithee, read it thy right wits.
Oh, I do, Madonna, but to read in his right wits is to read thus. Therefore, perpend, my princess, to give ear.
Read it you, sirrah.
I, the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into the darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship. I have your own letter that induced me to the semblance I put on, with the which I doubt not but to do myself much right or you much shame. Think of me as you please. I leave my duty a little unthought of, and speak out of my injury the madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
This savours not much of distraction.
See him delivered, Fabian. Bring him hither. My lord, so please you, these things further thought on, to think me well a sister, as a wife. One day shall crown the alliance on it, so please you, here at my house and at my proper cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. Your master quits you, and for your service done him, so much against the metal of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding, and since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this time be your master's mistress.
A sister. You are she.
Is this the madman?
Aye, my lord, the same. How now, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong. Notorious wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you peruse that letter. You must not now deny it is your hand. Write from it if you can, in hand or phrase, or say, 'tis not your seal, not your invention. You can say none of this. Well, granted then, and tell me, in the modesty of honor, why you've given me such clear lights of favor. Bade me come smiling and cross-gartered to you, to put on yellow stockings, and to frown upon Sir Toby and the lighter people, and acting this in an obedient hope. Why have you suffered me to be imprisoned, kept in a dark house, visited by the priest, and made the most notorious geck and gull that e'er invention played on? Tell me why.
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing, though I confess it is much like the character, but out of question, 'tis Maria's hand. And now I do bethink me, it was she first told me thou wast mad. Then camest in smiling, and in such forms which here were presupposed upon thee in the letter. Prithee be content. This practice hath most shrewdly pressed upon thee, but when we know the grounds and authors of it, thou shalt be both the plaintiff and the judge of thine own cause.
Good madam, hear me speak, and let no quarrel nor no brawl to come taint the condition of this present hour, which I have wondered at, in hope it shall not. Most freely I confess, myself and Toby set this device against Malvolio here, upon some stubborn and uncourteous parts we had conceived against him. Maria writ the letter at Sir Toby's great importance, in recompense whereof he hath married her. Now with a sportful malice it was followed may rather pluck on laughter than revenge, if that the injuries be justly weighed, that have on both sides passed.
Alas, poor fool, how they have baffled thee.
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrown upon them. I was one, sir, in this interlude, one Sir Topaz. But that's all one. By the Lord, fool, I am not mad. But do you remember? Madam, why laugh you at such a barren rascal? And you smile not, he's gagged. And thus the whirligig of time brings in his revenges.
I'll be revenged. And the whole pack of you.
He hath been most notoriously abused.
Pursue him and entreat him to a peace. He hath not told us of the captain yet. When that is known, and golden time convents, a solemn combination shall be made of our dear souls. Meantime, sweet sister, we will not part from hence. Cesario, come, for so you shall be while you are a man. But when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen.
One, two, three. When that I was and a little tiny boy, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, a foolish thing was but a toy, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came to man's estate, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, 'gainst knaves and thieves men shut their gates, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I come alas to wife, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, by swaggering could I never thrive, for the rain it raineth every day. But when I came into my bed, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, with tosspot still had drunken heads, for the rain it raineth every day. A great while ago the world began, with a hey-ho, the wind and the rain, but that's all one, our play is done, and we'll strive to please you every day. Let's hear it for our cast.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I've been your Foley.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, your announcer.
Phil, I played the sea captain and a commercial.
I'm Stan. I played Antonio.
Hey, I'm Lillian, and I played the first officer and read one of the commercials.
I'm Kathy, and I played the second officer and read a commercial.
Mary, and I played Valentine.
I'm Mark. I played Curio and the priest.
I'm Danielle, and I played Fabian.
Hi, my name is Jamie Briette, and I played Sebastian.
Hi, I'm Kat Dolan, and I played Mariah and was the singing voice of Festi.
And Sophie.
I'm Libby, and I played Sir Toby Belch.
I'm Alana, and I was a stage manager / Sir Andrew's understudy, and I did the intermission video.
I'm Aaron Hunt, and as Malvolio.
I'm Julie Kelleher, and I played Feste the Fool.
I am Lauren Schneider, and I played the Countess Olivia.
I'm Sarah Ann, and I played Orsino.
Hi, I'm Laura Buckstein, and I played Viola, later disguised as Cesario.
All right, let's welcome our whole cast back on stage for a group bow. I know some of you I had to turn off your video for you, so I will invite you back on in just a second. All right, here we go. Get everybody in here. And thank you all to everyone who is tuning in live and to everyone who is tuning in later on. Thank you all so much for being here and for joining us. We hope you had a wonderful time. We do have time to do a little bit of a talkback. So if you had any questions come up as you went through about us and how we accomplished the things that we did, you can ask those questions in that YouTube chat. And meanwhile, dun, 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 I am going to share some information with you and with our cast, because they don't know this yet, about our next show. So they already know what the show is, but they don't know the theme.
Ooh.
And we are going to be performing in February. End of February, we are going to be performing Romeo and Juliet as DC versus Marvel. And many other cartoon characters will make an appearance as well. So we hope that many of you will mark your calendars for Sunday, February 28th at 3 p.m. Central. And you can follow and find information about that on our public-facing Facebook page, www.facebook.com/BYO Yes, I guess that's it. I keep thinking it's more complicated than that. All right, let's see. Does anyone have questions? I haven't seen any pop up, but we'll still stick on for a little bit in case we have some questions. So I guess I'll just talk briefly, and then if you have questions, we will stay tuned and answer them. I'll look at them here as we go. And so I think I will stop the share on this so you can see our faces bigger. But some things that are happening about us. So we in 2020, when things locked down in the United States due to COVID, and many of our artistic projects were canceled, I reached out to my friend group and said, I'm an extrovert and I'm going to lose my mind if I don't see people. And so I said, does anyone just want to get together and read Shakespeare or something? And so we started just reading for ourselves. And then eventually we were having so much fun that we decided to start to share occasional performances with other people. So we were pretty consistently reading every week 2020. And in fact, we, beginning in mid to late March when we actually started, and in the course of the year, we read the entirety of the complete works of William Shakespeare in the year of our Lord, 2020. So that was fun. So someone asked, how did we get our costumes? Did we have a designer? No. In fact, they are all created by each of us out of things that we had access to, or we found, or we borrowed from our brothers.
thank you, Other Sutter Brother, for lending us a hat. And many of us are theater people by some version of our trade, certainly. And so we have a fair amount of interesting items of clothing in our life. And the fun thing about Zoom is that you really only have to be costumed with the portion of you that will be on screen. So, yeah, the rest of it does not have to be an actual costume that makes sense to anybody else. So we put all those things together of our own, and we keep adding to them based on what other people bring in and how we are inspired by that. Okay, so someone asked, how long is our rehearsal process? That depends on the particular to some degree. For our casual reads, those are the ones that we're just doing just for us. Those we don't rehearse at all. And in fact, sometimes we don't have our characters assigned ahead of time. So those get a little bit, those are no rehearsals. For these, we generally speaking will have at least 2 or 3 rehearsals before the performance. One or more of those will be a work through in which we plot out things are going to go. Like where people are going to be on screen, how people are going to interact with each other, et cetera, et cetera. And we will have a dress rehearsal that we do, go through the entire show in order. And we kind of do a practice stream to to a top secret YouTube. No, it's just an unlisted YouTube video that then gets eventually to be deleted after we work through it. So we at least have those 2 rehearsals. We very often have another one, depending on people's schedules. Sometimes that's spread out over a longer period of time than it is. In this case, because of where the holidays fell, we started earlier than we might normally have, because normally we would basically be within a 2-week span. In this case, I think we're spread out over maybe 3.5 weeks by the time we rehearsed everything. But we also were creating a lot of content for this, which was new. So like major hats off to the commercial team of those. I did not instruct them in what to do. They took some things that inspired them, some ads that they hear all the time listening to podcasts or whatnot, as well as some inside jokes with the group. At some point, there was one show that we read that was so obsessed with corn.
Coriolanus.
Was it Coriolanus?
Definitely
Yeah.
Coriolanus.
So we
Coriolanus.
Oh goodness. We are absolutely incorrigible. So someone asked, is it a coincidence that Olivia and Viola's names are almost an anagram? Well, I mean, you'd have to ask the bard about that. I would imagine that is not an accident, because the man seems to have written very little amounts of things on accident, except maybe the character of Fabian, who seems like it was someone like, this is like the brother of the producer, and like, here, I'm taking half of Festi's role and giving it to this random new character, which Danielle did a great job with, of course. But the character kind of is a surprise in the show. Let's see, any other questions that have popped up? I'm not seeing any at the moment, though I'll still stay tuned there. Did anyone have something that they just wanted to add about the process? Oh, mad props to Sarah, our Foley. So Sarah, I reached out to Sarah and I said, hey, dear friend, I would love you to be the Foley in this. Obviously, Sarah is also a very talented actress and singer, which is how we know one another. She's actually known me longer than anyone in this group.
We're not going to admit how long that's
We're
been.
not going to admit how long it's been. But anyway, I basically said, go. And gave her some ideas of some things, and then next thing I knew, there was a slide whistle and a melodica, and like, Sarah, would you mind showing them the melodica, because most people don't know what that instrument actually is.
So I have one of the sets of mouthpieces on it. There's a couple different ways you can use it, but I'm doing the extended one so I could play it in my lap and have the other hand free to like jingle bells and stuff. So it's It's a little keyboard, but you play it with your breath.
They're so fun. I've never played one, but I think they are very fun instruments. And I guess I should give myself credit for playing ukulele for the first time in a performance, I guess. I pre-recorded those for the sake of audio issues, but when will a cat be a star in the BYO Shakes show? Aren't they already kind of the star? Like, the number of times in one of our readings that, like, everyone goes, wait, whose cat is that? They're like, oh, is it Zane? And no, it's actually, like, my cat that's yelling Archie. Yeah, is that Zane? Is that Archie? Is it Copper? Is it Miko?
No, that's Her Majesty. Like,
kitty cat.
Yes. So we have a lot of fun. And we hope that you had fun tuning in and joining us for this ridiculous extravaganza. Did we all miss Joaquim as much as he misses reading with us?
Yes.
Of course we miss you, Kim.
Yes.
We are big Joaquim friends.
Stan.
Yes. We absolutely stan Joaquin Luis. Do Sarah's neighbors know she is doing Foley?
God.
I think Sarah's neighbors maybe wonder what's going on down there.
I mean, luckily, where I live, like, the walls are super thick between units, so the only way they would know I'm doing anything crazy is if they're in the hallway. And if the next door neighbor's kids get to run around in the middle of the night screaming and throwing things, I think I'm allowed to Foley.
She did, of course, pick an interior door. That's a closet door, I believe. That as opposed to the hall door, opening and slamming that over and over again, which was discussed because it would have been entertaining.
The problem with that would have been can't risk my cat getting out. But if I put her in an interior room to keep her out of the living room, you would just hear screaming from a cat through the entire show because you can't close doors, like it's their domain.
It's not allowed, obviously. Well, anyway, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to my fantastic cast. Every time I give them this mission with the show, and they consistently rise to new levels and exceed all possible expectations. Just seeing the, like, vintage hairstyles that people come up with, and, like, the commercials, I was crying, laughing about things, and the percentage of bow ties in this performance were fantastic. Just really, truly a pleasure to have all of them joining us. So thank you all for tuning in, audience. If you are so minded to help support our efforts, I will drop in the comments shortly the info on how you can support that. All of that right now goes through me. It's not like we have a separate Venmo for everything else, but it would help support us and help keep us doing these ridiculous shenanigans and increase our penny whistle budget significantly for the show. So thank you all for being here. Cast, if you guys want to come on and wave, you can. I'm gonna stop